Your news starts now.
Good evening, I'm Amber Worthy.
And I'm Angela Morian. Thanks for joining us for News 12 at 11. A 17-year-old from Florida is recovering after a rope swing accident sent her to the hospital.
Yes, she was visiting friends here in Chattanooga. Dallas Bay Volunteer Fire Department officials say several teenagers were cliff jumping and rope swimming at Denny's Point. Police were called at around 2:15 today when she fell into the water and went unconscious. Several witnesses say they jumped in and immediately put her in a nearby boat. They took her across the river to Shady Grove Marina in Salty Daisy. EMS then took her to a local hospital for treatment. And 4 riders were rescued from Lake Winnie ride after a malfunction stopped that ride. The Sea Warrior ride stopped for about 5 minutes and no injuries were reported as the maintenance team rescued those riders.
Lake Winnie has had to pay fines in recent weeks for incidents at the park. We are working to learn if they will be fined for this.
Yes, and a woman is set to appear before a judge next week after being arrested for a home invasion and shooting.
This week, Chattanooga police charged Autumn Gibson with shooting Miguel Dorsett. The incident happened on June 7th, just after midnight on Central Drive. Dorsett suffered a non-life-threatening gunshot wound. The 21-year-old was charged with attempted criminal homicide and especially aggravated robbery. Just last week, she was arrested on charges of theft, fraudulent use of a credit card, and financial exploitation of an elderly adult.
Yes, and Tennessee American Water is warning customers about people posing as utility workers. They say customers have reported cold calls where someone says they represent the company and would like to test their customers' water. Officials say they sometimes conduct water tests after a main break, and most sampling is done at a faucet on the outside of a home. If someone comes to your home or business and you doubt their legitimacy, contact the company. They also gave us a sample of a badge that workers have, and we've posted more information on our website. That's WDEF.com.
Moving on to health news now, the health effects of smoking marijuana and advice for doctors treating opioid addiction. Kenneth Craig has some of the week's top health stories.
Efforts to combat opioid addiction need to do more to take gender into account. That's according to doctors at Yale, who point out many substance abuse interventions are developed around men, even though women have a greater sensitivity to pain and are more likely to begin misusing opioids through medical treatments. A review of 22 studies finds regular marijuana use is associated with an increased risk for respiratory issues such as wheezing and coughing. The researchers define regular use as at least once per week for a year. And even low levels of air pollution can contribute significantly to diabetes risk. Researchers in St. Louis found even pollution levels considered safe reduced insulin production and triggered inflammation. Those are some of the week's top health stories. Kenneth Craig, CBS News, New York.
Hundreds of protesters marched in Chicago on a major expressway to protest gun violence. Illinois State Police blocked 2 lanes of Dan Ryan Expressway, but protesters said they wanted to shut down the entire road. Reverend Jesse Jackson also attended this protest and said the demonstrators were marching for right to good wages and good schools. Protesters marched chanting "Shut it down" and carried signs that said "Stop shooting" and "No guns."
We're fighting for the right of safe streets on the other side of the border. We're marching for the right to have wages and stop schools from closing, stop hospitals closing. We're willing to go to jail if necessary. We intend to shut it down today.
The marchers also carried banners demanding common sense gun laws, community resources, better schools, jobs, and economic development.
A rape investigation is underway at Memphis International Airport. A 15-year-old girl says she was assaulted and raped inside a bathroom last month. She was traveling alone when she says a man followed her into a bathroom stall and then hit and raped her. She continued on to her flight. When the teen arrived in Houston on June 24th, she alerted her mother and officials about what happened.
And my biggest concern is that this assailant is caught, so that he won't be able to do this to anyone else. And also to assure my daughter that justice has been served.
Houston police are working with Memphis Airport Police to investigate the incident. No arrests have been made.
And a veteran was killed by a lightning strike in Rowan County yesterday. Sheriff Stockton says Massengale had just finished mowing his lawn and was walking to his home when he was hit by lightning and killed instantly. It happened at Walnut Grove Road in Kingston just before 5 p.m. Family says Massengale's wife found the 75-year-old laying in the yard.
We're still in shock. It seems like it's unbelievable and things of that nature, but we're just thankful for him, thankful for the life that he lived. He's a good man, served his country, served his community very well.
Massengale worked for the Rowan County school system for more than 20 years, according to his brother. He also served in the U.S. Army.
Well, heavy rains came down in several counties yesterday, and for some people, they caused serious problems.
Yes, the severe weather left a lot of families cleaning up storm damage in parts of our viewing area. Dorothy Sherman has the details.
Storms show their impacts in North Georgia Friday afternoon. Take this Facebook video from Heather Baker. Drivers navigate through flash flooding on Cleveland Highway in Dalton. Over in Walker County, what could be serious storm damage leaves residents shocked and confused.
I ain't never seen it like this before. I mean, you know, it's just unreal.
Jeff Henson and his mom live at this house on Highway 157. He says when he got home this afternoon, this is what he discovered. 2 trees in his backyard had toppled over.
My mom started breaking down and crying and everything. I mean, it was just, I mean, you know, it was just, didn't know what to do.
The incident ruined his back porch and also damaged the roof, caused a leak in the kitchen, and damaged a fence. Henson says he's not sure if it was wind or what that made the trees fall over.
High winds might have got, you know, to it or something, or I don't really know, but that's about an 80-year-old tree.
He says no one was inside when it happened and is thankful no one was hurt. Henson says he's going to try to get an insurance company to come out and assess the damage tomorrow.
Now, from the EPB Fiber Optics Weather Center, tomorrow's Storm Team 12 forecast.
Well, good news is we're not expecting any of that severe weather again tomorrow, but the rains today did wash out some roads in Polk County, so if you guys are out that way, be sure and be careful.